Hi, this is a tutorial for Gimp. I'm using 2.8. Any version should work though. It's how to make picture frames, okay, this type of picture frame, with polar coordinates. And the disadvantage with this is you can only make round ones or square ones using this type of profile. You can make rectangular ones in 2.8. I'm not sure, maybe in older versions you can't, using the same thing. But what happens is they get scaled out wider at the sides and not as high, not as wide or at the top and bottom. Okay, but you can solve this with different gradients and trim them off, and I'll show you how. Okay, so we get going. This is a picture I own, so I'm not worried about royalties. So it's rectangular. Okay. New layer. When you do this, it should come up the size of your image, which is in my case 2400 by 1600. Okay. What you're going to need to do is change it to the smaller dimension. Okay, I've got a 1600 by 1600 layer now. Okay, rectangular selection tool, and I'm just going to go across the entire image. I'm going to make this like oversized so you can actually see it. But one thing, you're going to make it twice as big as you think the frame should be, for the simple reason the polar coordinates is going to divide your frame in half. Okay, just something to know. In this particular one, I'm going to use a gradient and I'm going to use crown molding. Okay, because it's got lots of lines and it actually looks like a picture frame. That's the whole object of the exercise. You're not restricted to that. You can do whatever you want. Okay, so there's your crown molding. Selection is none. Okay, it looks pretty lame at the moment because it's just sitting there and it's like, oh my god, what are you doing? But here's how this works. So you're going to go filters, okay, and distortions in 2.8 and polar coordinates. And if another version, just look for polar coordinates. It's the one you're looking for. Okay, I'm going to change everything back to the way it should have looked when you first came up. Okay, I believe when you first open polar coordinates, it comes mapped to the top and to polar. Okay, with a circle percentage at 100. Okay, this is not what you're looking for, but this is how it works. Okay, if you take map to the top off, okay, you'll get a round picture frame. Okay, and we're not doing that, but the same process applies. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take your circle depth percentage and turn it to 0. Okay, to polar is on. That's it. Okay. It's quite large, like I said. You're going to tone it down, do whatever. Okay, now move it in to wherever you figure you want. Okay, and to tune it up a little bit, as long as you're inside with the little 4 arrow guys, your arrow keys on your keyboard will adjust it as well. So you can kind of fine tune it. Now, I'm sure there are a ton of different ways to crop out this image. I just found this one's the easiest. I take rectangular selection tool and just go somewhere inside the picture frame. Okay, make sure I'm now on my image. Go selection and invert your selection and hit the delete key. Okay, selection, none. And we'll get rid of the ugly stuff. So the next thing you're going to need to do is you're going to go over to your layer, right click, and merge it down. You could probably just go flatten your image if you want, but flatten your image, so under image, flatten your image, and then under image, auto crop your image. Okay, done. That's it. So now you have a picture frame around a picture. It's pretty simple stuff. If you want to do a rectangular one, it does have limitations. You won't be able to do something like this because what happens is this is going to get wider and it's just not going to look right. But you can do other things. So, new layer. Okay, but in this case, you're going to make rectangular. You're just going to make a new layer in the same size as your original image. Okay, go on the layer. It's the same process. Okay, I'm going to pick something that's kind of ridiculous, but it'll give you an idea of what you can do. So I'm going to go to patterns. I'll pick brick because you can trim them off and it doesn't look too bad. Okay, so I'm going to fill it with brick. Alright, and selection is none, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to give it a little bit extra stuff and move this guy up a little bit. Okay, bucket fill tool, except this time we're just going to fill it with foreground, so it's black. Okay, actually did work. Selection is none. Okay, so same thing, filters, distortion, polar coordinates. That's already was set to square, so it's just going to come back up that way. And there you go. Okay, so you've now turned it. It's got a little bit of a 3D effect. It may not show up because you're looking at a small kind of video, but it's not too bad. It looks kind of like walls with a picture of the back. To get rid of the edges, simple process. Just trim them off. Okay, hit the delete key. Move it over to the other side. As long as you don't click in the middle, you can actually move these things around. Okay, selection is done. Right. Same deal. Rectangular selection tool, somewhere in your picture frame. Go to your image, hit the delete key. Aha! Control Z, a little too quick. Go to selection, invert, and then hit your delete key. Works much better. Okay, selection none. In this particular case, let's just try it this way. Image, flatten your image. Okay? And image, auto crop your image. Okay, it's all cropped down. And you've got an idea of what you can do. Okay? Be aware, you won't be able to. I'm going to do it in this thing. So, if you've done this, right, you filled it, and then you decide to go selection, shrink your selection, it's not going to work. You're going to wind up with something on the edge here, and when you fold it around, you will wind up with a spacer. Okay, that's one of the disadvantages. Okay, hopefully this has helped somebody out. It's a quick way of doing things, and it's not just limited to pictures. Okay, have fun.